Hi guys, I'm just going to show you today how I file and shape my nails. I use a crystal file. This is my little mini Essie one, and since I don't really need to take any length off, this would be my preferred one because it's real smooth, fine. So this is the one I usually use to shape or just smooth any rough edges that I get every once in a while. And obviously those of you who don't follow my blog can see that my nails have shrunk dramatically. This is what happens when you change a tire with long nails. It just doesn't quite work together very well. Anyway, since I wear mine, they're not really swivel because I don't have them rounded at all at the end. But they're not squared because I do keep the sides of mine rounded, so I really don't know what shape you would call it. I keep the edges rounded because I have small children and my nails are very thick, and those edges can get really sharp, and I've actually cut myself with them if I don't keep them rounded. So that's just my preference. What I do if I'm just taking off a little bit of length, I just go flat. I have it flat up against the nail. Let's see if I can get that where you can really see it. And I just run it straight across. I always file my nails when they're painted. I never ever file my nails without polish on, because I've never met anyone whose smile lines are exactly the same, and that can fool your eye, so you can end up with your nails actually being different lengths on each one due to, you know, one smile line being more curved than the other or down further. I mean, you can see if you really look at just the nail, my nail beds are different lengths too. So, you know, that's going to make a difference. If you don't have polish on, you're going to notice that, and it'll draw your eye towards the smile line instead of seeing just the length of the nail itself. So if I'm just taking off some length, I would actually use my OPI file, because the larger ones tend to be a little rougher. They don't have a grit like emery boards, but the surface is rougher, so it works better if you're taking off length. But, you know, just to show you, I just file straight across to get my flat edge the way I want it. And the way you hold your hand is going to make a difference too. Having it out like this, you're going to see the different lengths differently than if you have it like this. So really it's kind of what's more comfortable for you. I usually have my hand like this so that, you know, they're facing me and I can see exactly, you know, if I've gotten it flat enough, or if you know, if it's crooked or whatnot. But file in one direction. The reason for that is the sawing motion. You can actually cause little fractures in your nails. So you always go straight across. If you're trying to get a more squoval shape, then if you hold the file at a little bit of an angle, you'll get that slightly rounded end, and it'll bring the edges back a little bit, so you'll get that more ovaled shape. If you want them oval, then you want it really angled, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to flatten these corners out right here, and that will give you your oval shape. But if you're doing square, then straight across is obviously the best way to do it. And then I round my corners, and I just simply, I don't do the side. I try to avoid filing the side of my nails at all, because that weakens them and makes it easier for you to get little fractures on the side. But I do round the corners, and that's all I do, is I just run it to make the little curve. And I always do that on both sides so that I don't have that sharp edge. I also, when I'm finished filing my nails, I want to make sure that this free edge is smoothed down so that water doesn't get in between the layers of nail and cause peeling. So I always take and run my file, let's see if I can get it so you can see, at just a little angle, just to kind of smooth down the end and make sure that I don't have that the tip roughed up. It just kind of makes sure that it's real smooth. If you're taking off a lot of length, it's kind of up to you. If you're going to take off a lot of length, what I do is I clip about halfway to where I'm going to actually have my length, because clippers do tend to kind of tear the nail to some extent when you clip it, especially if your nails are thick or brittle. So I usually clip about halfway, and then I will file it the rest of the way to the length I want. I think that's about all. It's pretty simple. I don't think there's any steadfast, absolute rules. It's more about what works best for you, finding what you're comfortable with. I do recommend using a glass or crystal file, just because they don't tear your nails like emery boards and files do. They more smooth the edge, and you can tell a difference if you've never used a crystal file. If you've always used an emery board, the first time after you use a crystal file, if you feel the free edge of your nail, you will feel the difference in how smooth it is. Or run your nail across a piece of satin or silk fabric, and you'll feel a difference because your nail does not drag on that, and it won't catch things, so you're less apt to tear and split your nails. So hopefully that helps someone, and that's about it.